Taking immediate action is one of the most powerful tools you have to overcome laziness, procrastination, and hesitation. Often people get caught up in the idea that they need to feel motivated or inspired before they take action, but that's simply not true. In fact, waiting for motivation is one of the biggest traps that leads to inaction. The truth is, action doesn't follow motivation, motivation follows action. That's the secret. Once you start moving, everything else falls into place. Let's dig deeper into why taking immediate action is essential, how it works, and how you can apply it in your life to kill your laziness for good. First, let's understand why waiting for motivation doesn't work. The brain is wired to avoid discomfort and seek out safety. When you're sitting on the couch scrolling through your phone or telling yourself, "I'll start that project tomorrow," your brain is in comfort mode. It wants to keep you there because comfort feels safe and easy. On the other hand, taking action, whether that's getting up to exercise, starting a difficult task, or tackling a big project, feels hard and uncomfortable. Your brain naturally resists anything that feels like effort. It wants to stay in that lazy, comfortable state. But the problem is, staying comfortable is the enemy of progress. Comfort is where dreams go to die. This is where taking immediate action becomes your superpower. You don't need to feel motivated to take action, you just need to move. It's the simple principle that the more you wait, the harder it becomes to act. The longer you hesitate, the more excuses your brain will create to keep you from doing the thing you need to do. That's why you have to trick your brain. You have to act before your mind has a chance to talk you out of it. It's about breaking that moment of hesitation with immediate movement. This is exactly why my 5-second rule works so well. When you count backward from 5 and then move, you're interrupting your brain's natural tendency to overthink and procrastinate. You're taking control of your actions instead of letting your brain's excuses control you. Let's break this down with an example. Imagine you're lying in bed and your alarm goes off. It's 6 a.m. and you've promised yourself that you're going to get up early to exercise. But as soon as the alarm rings, your brain starts making excuses. It's too early. I didn't get enough sleep. I'll exercise later. If you listen to that voice, what happens? You hit the snooze button, roll over, and convince yourself that tomorrow will be the day. But here's the thing, tomorrow never comes. Every time you delay taking action, you reinforce the habit of inaction. And once you start a pattern of inaction, it becomes even harder to break out of it. Now imagine a different scenario. The alarm goes off at 6 a.m. and instead of listening to the excuses your brain is feeding you, you count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you get up. You put your feet on the floor and start moving. You're tired, sure, but once you're up, you're up. You go to the gym or do a quick workout at home, and by the time you're done, you feel energized, proud of yourself, and ready to take on the day. That's the power of taking immediate action. You didn't wait for motivation to kick in because you knew it wouldn't. You acted, and the motivation came after you started moving. The principle of taking immediate action applies to every area of your life. Whether it's starting a new project at work, tackling a tough conversation, or pursuing a personal goal, the moment you feel hesitation creeping in is the moment you need to act. You might think that the most successful people in the world are constantly motivated, but that's not true. What sets them apart is their ability to take action even when they don't feel like it. They've mastered the art of overcoming that initial resistance and pushing through, knowing that action is what leads to results. Now, I know what you're thinking, but what if I don't know what action to take? This is where people often get stuck. They overthink, they analyze every possible outcome, and they wait until the perfect moment or the perfect plan before taking action. Let me tell you something, there is no perfect moment, and there is no perfect plan. Waiting for perfection is just another excuse your brain uses to avoid doing the hard thing. The truth is, it's better to take imperfect action than to take no action at all. You can always adjust and course correct as you go, but you can't improve on something you haven't started. So stop overthinking, stop waiting for everything to be perfectly lined up, and just start. Here's another important thing to remember: the more you take immediate action, the easier it becomes. Action creates momentum. Think about a car that's stuck in the mud. The hardest part is getting the wheels to move at all, right? But once you get some traction and the car starts rolling, it becomes easier to keep it moving. The same thing happens with your energy and motivation. Once you start, the hardest part is over. Your brain switches from resistance to engagement, and suddenly the thing that seemed impossible doesn't feel so hard anymore. Taking immediate action isn't just about getting things done in the moment, it's about building a habit of action. Every time you push yourself to act when you don't feel like it, you're training your brain to embrace effort rather than resist it. You're proving to yourself that you can overcome laziness, and with every action you take, you build more confidence and momentum. So here's my challenge to you. The next time you catch yourself hesitating, the next time you hear that little voice in your head saying, "I'll do it later," I want you to stop. Don't let your brain talk you out of it. Count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and move. Take action right then and there. It doesn't have to be a big action. Even something as simple as standing up, opening your laptop, or picking up the phone can break the cycle of inaction. Once you start, you'll find it easier to keep going. Remember, action leads to results, and results lead to motivation. You don't have to wait for the perfect moment or feel inspired. You just have to move. Taking immediate action is the key to killing laziness and unlocking your potential. So stop waiting, stop hesitating, and start acting right now. Breaking the cycle of comfort is one of the most critical steps in overcoming laziness and creating real, lasting change in your life. Comfort is seductive. It's where everything feels easy, familiar, and safe. You know that feeling coming home, kicking off your shoes, sinking into the couch, and telling yourself, "I'll get to it tomorrow," but that's exactly the problem. Comfort can trick you into staying stuck. The longer you stay in your comfort zone, the more difficult it becomes to break free from it. And the truth is, nothing worthwhile in life happens when you're comfortable. Growth, success, and achievement all lie on the other side of discomfort. So if you're serious about killing your laziness, you need to learn how to break the cycle of comfort. Let's start by understanding why comfort is so powerful and why it's so hard to escape. Our brains are wired to seek out comfort and avoid pain. This is a survival mechanism that has served humans well for thousands of years. In the past, discomfort often meant danger. It meant we had to expend energy to hunt, protect ourselves from predators, or survive harsh weather conditions. So our brains evolved to conserve energy and avoid anything that feels difficult or uncertain. The problem is, in today's world, comfort doesn't mean survival. In fact, comfort has become the default mode for many of us, and it's holding us back from achieving our potential. When you're comfortable, you're not pushing yourself. You're not growing, learning, or improving. You're simply coasting along, and while that may feel good in the short term, it leads to long-term dissatisfaction. You wake up one day and realize you've been treading water, not making any real progress toward your goals, dreams, or personal growth. Comfort is a trap, and the longer you stay in it, the harder it becomes to escape. So how do you break the cycle of comfort? The answer is simple. You have to get uncomfortable. You have to be willing to do the things that make you feel uneasy, scared, or even a little bit anxious. This doesn't mean diving headfirst into overwhelming challenges, but it does mean consistently stepping out of the familiar and into the unknown. Growth only happens when you stretch beyond what you already know and do what you haven't done before. One of the most effective ways to start breaking the cycle of comfort is by introducing small, daily discomforts into your routine. These discomforts don't need to be massive, life-altering actions. In fact, it's better to start small. Take cold showers in the morning, go for a run when you don't feel like it, or speak up in meetings when you'd rather stay quiet. Every time you do something that pushes you out of your comfort zone, you're training your brain to get used to discomfort. You're teaching yourself that discomfort isn't something to be avoided, it's something to be embraced. Think of your comfort zone like a muscle. The more you stretch it, the stronger and more resilient it becomes. The first time you challenge yourself to do something uncomfortable, it's going to feel tough. You'll want to give up. Your brain will come up with all sorts of reasons why you shouldn't do it. But every time you push through that resistance, you're building mental strength. You're proving to yourself that you can handle discomfort, and the more you do this, the easier it becomes. Let's say you decide to start running, but you hate running. The first time you go out, it feels terrible. Your lungs are burning, your legs are tired, and you're tempted to stop after 5 minutes. But you push through. You finish your run, and while it wasn't easy, you did it. The next time you go out, it's still tough, but it's a little bit easier than the first time. Over time, as you continue to run, you get stronger, faster, and more resilient. What once felt impossible now feels doable. You've trained your body and mind to handle the discomfort of running, and in doing so, you've expanded your comfort zone. This principle applies to every area of your life, whether it's starting a new project at work, pursuing a personal goal, or making a big life change. The key is to push yourself to do things that feel uncomfortable. This doesn't mean throwing yourself into the deep end without preparation, but it does mean taking consistent steps toward discomfort. Each time you do something that feels challenging, you're proving to yourself that you can handle it. You're building confidence, resilience, and mental toughness. And the more you do this, the more you break free from the cycle of comfort. Another crucial aspect of breaking the cycle of comfort is shifting your mindset around failure and discomfort. Many people avoid discomfort because they fear failure. They think that if they step outside of their comfort zone and fail, It means they aren't good enough, smart enough, or capable enough. But this couldn't be further from the truth. Failure is a natural part of growth. It's not something to be feared, it's something to be embraced. Every time you fail, you're learning, you're gaining valuable experience that will help you succeed in the future. When you start to view discomfort and failure as opportunities for growth rather than things to be avoided, you open yourself up to a whole new world of possibilities. You stop playing it safe. You stop waiting for the perfect moment or the right conditions, and you start taking action. Even when it feels uncomfortable, you realize that the only way to grow is to challenge yourself, take risks, and step into the unknown. Breaking the cycle of comfort also requires a deep understanding of your goals and values. You need to have a clear vision of what you want to achieve in life, and you need to be willing to sacrifice short-term comfort for long-term gain. This means saying no to the things that keep you stuck, whether it's mindless scrolling on your phone, binge-watching TV, or avoiding the difficult conversations you need to have. You have to be willing to trade your comfort for progress. And while it might feel uncomfortable in the moment, the payoff is worth it. The truth is, comfort is easy, but it doesn't lead to anything great. If you want to achieve your goals, if you want to grow and improve, you have to be willing to get uncomfortable. You have to push through the resistance, embrace the challenges, and keep moving forward, even when it feels hard. Every time you step out of your comfort zone, you're breaking the cycle, and with each step, you're getting closer to the life you want. So the next time you catch yourself clinging to comfort, remind yourself nothing great ever came from staying in your comfort zone. It's time to break free.